Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Ripping On. Tonight's episode will most likely be on the movie Risen. It's a 2021 sci-fi thriller, if I remember correctly. So I think it came out maybe a couple of days ago, or it could have been a week. Not too sure. But anyways, I'll be taking a look at it. It seems interesting from the trailer, so I'm eager to see what it has in store. So let's jump right into it. At first, I was like, okay, the movie starts off fairly fine. Um, but then when it came down to the mother's decision to yell at her daughter, run, I mean, come on. It was pretty stupid. I don't know who wrote that part of the movie, but they should have definitely reconsidered that scene for the moment. Other than that, so far the movie seems fairly okay, legit. I mean, we're just learning about the world and how things happen in it. So we'll see how it progresses. But so far, it's all right. I'm not gonna hate on it too much just yet. Just a quick little note. I don't understand why they're using graphics like 3D animation to animate the truck outside of the house. I don't understand. What was the point in that? But anyways, just a little heads up for some weird reason they decided to do that, and I'm like, why? Confused. But anyways, what can I say? I've just ended the scene where they were in the morgue and they were doing the autopsy on one of the dead individuals. I don't know if the person who wrote this script did any kind of research or anything of the sort on what would happen in such a scenario, but it doesn't seem very realistic, all the stuff that's happening in this thing. I mean, I'm not even talking about the mere fact that the person just gets up after being dead. Just all this events that play out in in that scene, it just doesn't make sense. Like, why? Why did you go with that? I would technically preferred if the person had just if they were restricted by like cost or whatever. I forgot the name of it. If there was restrictions on how they could film and all that kind of stuff, then it would have been better if they had just had footage and someone reviewing the footage. Like let's say the scientist or whatever, the main character, she's looking at the footage or whatever. That would have made more sense. Like, but to have it play out the way the person did for this scene is questionable, and I think so far it kind of annoys me. This movie is kind of annoying me, but yet again, it might be early. I personally saw the trailer and I thought the concept was interesting, so I'm gonna keep going and see how far I get with this movie. So let's keep going. I don't know what to say. Yeah. So they gave a theory that apparently it's a new life form that's cohabiting the human body and everything. And then the scientist makes this statement that if you breathe the air inside of the town, you would die. And I'm thinking to myself, like, are you saying that the air stays still? It doesn't move around? Like, are you saying there's no air currents anymore? Like, what are you saying? Like, they could have the person who wrote this didn't really take much into consideration when it came to realism. But yeah, we'll keep going. This movie makes me not give a damn about anything that's happening in it. For some weird reason, the director decided to do all these long scenes for no apparent reason, and added a bunch of scenes that just makes no sense and no one cares about. I don't get it. When you're talking about an extraterrestrial kind of or an alien sci-fi movie, there's so much you can work on, do with, but we're just focusing on the individual and her issues with alcoholism and whatever happened in her past. I like we don't care about this stuff. Give us more information on what's happening with the aliens or what's happening with the human bodies. Like I don't understand why they went through this process with giving us this long burn till we reach some point that might be interesting. I don't know. So far I'm not too fond of this movie, and I think it's irritating me a little bit. So yeah, we'll keep going, but we'll see how it ends, hopefully. I am really annoyed with by this movie. Um, Not only with the extended scenes for no apparent reason, like this person, this director or whatever, just extends this movie. I'm pretty sure at the end of this movie, if you get rid of all those scenes, this movie would be like an hour and 15 minutes long. It's ridiculous. It's really annoying the crap out of me. Um, Yet again, I don't think they really did much research on how to interact or how procedures would go down when it comes to interacting with an extraterrestrial life and all this kind of stuff because they just jump from one scene to the next and it's like there's no information in between. All of this time, all those extended scenes could have been used to give us more information on the alien. Like this movie is really pissing me off. It's really really annoying. But yes, we'll keep going for another couple bits and see how a few more bits and see how it goes there. But this movie is annoying. I just finished the movie. I really wanted to rip into it periodically as the movie was going, but I knew the moment I would have stopped that movie, I would not want to finish watching it. So I watched it till the bitter end. The director of this movie, they give new meaning to the expression slow burn when it comes to comes to movies. With man, this movie was dry. I guess is the best way to explain it. This movie was completely dry. You know, there's bad movies out there and everything, but this movie was really dry. There was nothing to captivate you about it. Absolutely nothing. And I feel bad. I mean, I think this is probably the worst movie I've ever come across in my lifetime. And I've seen Dragon Ball Z Evolution or whatever that oh gosh, like they were bad movies. Like I've come across bad movies. But this movie took the cake. Like it 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 just it was wrong. I really wish I had never thought about watching this movie. This thing was bad, beyond bad. Nothing about the aliens were interesting. Nothing about the scenario that played out was interesting. Absolutely nothing in this movie was interesting. It was completely dry. Oh, man, so bad. I am going to have to give it the title of the worst movie I've ever come across. And I feel bad for the director or whatever, but yeah. Yeah. Without a doubt, I've never seen anything like this. Never in my lifetime. Maybe in the future I'll come across something worse, but for the moment this one takes the cake. I feel really bad. My personal verdict of this for this movie is a -2. It Yeah. As for the general public, I mean, anyone who sees this, if they're not on board with the -2, then they would probably say it's a 2 at most, a 2 star out of 10. This movie was beyond bad. I couldn't believe it. I've never come across a movie that I couldn't say I could finish in like one sitting when it's bad. Like I could watch movies that are bad and I could be like I could push through it, but this movie was difficult. This one was difficult. I knew if I stopped, I wouldn't be able to finish it. It was bad. I feel bad, but at the same time, it's one of the worst movies. It is the worst movie I've ever come across. Wow, a first for a first. Anyways, that's my verdict, and yeah, I will probably check out another movie, and I will get back to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was Risen, a 2001 movie, and it was bad. Worst movie I've ever come across in my lifetime. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys for the next one.